For my self-selected text project, I read 21st Century Skills, Learning for Life in Our Times by Bernie Trilling and Charles Fidel. This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, What is 21st Century Learning? Part 2, What are 21st Century Skills? And Part 3, 21st Century Learning in Practice. In the next few minutes, I will be giving a short summary of the book, divided into 3 main parts and their subsections. In this chapter, the authors discuss 2 major learning ages, the Industrial Age and the Knowledge Age. The Industrial Age was more focused on using natural resources to create products that we use, while the Knowledge Age is more focused on using information and technological innovations to create services. The authors discuss how vital it is that students be educated correctly and be prepared sufficiently for the work that will be available to them in the future. It is important that teachers and parents keep the changing world in mind and understand that as society and the marketing world shift, so must education. Parents who learned through more traditional methods often insist that their children learn in a similar way. They are familiar with such methods and see drastic changes as things that might jeopardize the success of their children. Throughout the book, the authors make reference to the SARS project, which was a part of the ThinkQuest competition. In this project, 6 students from 5 different countries worked together on the topic of the outbreak of the severe acute respiratory syndrome. The authors used this team of hard workers to provide examples of how students can develop the necessary 21st century skills. Throughout this video, I also will be referring to this project as I continue to discuss 21st century learning. The authors mention 3 main learning skills used by the members of the SARS project. This set of skills focuses on critical thinking and problem solving, communication and collaboration, and creativity and innovation. The authors discuss 3 main types of literacy skills. Information literacy. Within the topic of information literacy, the authors discuss the increasing demand for the ability to access information efficiently and effectively, evaluate information critically and competently, and use information accurately and creatively. Media literacy. The SARS team exhibited media literacy skills in the ways in which they delivered messages between one another, crafted messages in respect to the look and feel of their website, and also how they impacted their audience. ICT stands for Information and Communication Technologies. Within this skill set, students should be able to apply technology effectively, meaning that they are able to use technology as a tool and be able to apply a basic understanding of the legal and ethical aspects surrounding information technology. Students should also be able to use digital technology devices to access, manage, integrate, evaluate, and create information to function in a knowledge age economy. The final chapter in Section 2, titled Career and Life Skills, focuses on the following topics. The author states that within the skill set of flexibility and adaptability, students should be able to adapt to change and be flexible. This differs much from the industrial age, when most basic work was done in a factory in an assembly line. We look toward a future where instead of an assembly line of repetitive tasks, thought processes and creativity will be the skills used in everyday work. This skill set is well reflected in the work of the SARS team. This skill set includes the ability to manage goals and time, which can be seen in the ways that despite the different time zones, the team was able to set personal and collaborative goals to be met within specific time goals. The next ability within this skill set is the ability to work independently. The SARS team worked as a team, but also worked individually. Each team member had a job that they were assigned to complete. The final ability within this skill set is the ability to be self-directed learners. The SARS team completed this project not as a school requirement, but as something outside of their basic curriculum. It was something that they were personally driven to do. The SARS team exhibited social interaction through many different medias. And of course, being in different countries, this was cross-cultural interaction. Understanding and interacting with different cultures is a very important skill and understanding for students to develop as early on as possible. As technology continues to develop, the world becomes more interconnected every day. The first part of this chapter focuses on problems and questions. It is important that students learn how to ask questions and solve problems. Often, it is asking a question that begins the process to solving a problem. The second part of the chapter focuses on science and engineering. The authors discuss the importance of science and engineering in respect to creating new ways of life. Engineers create through a process of creation and testing, opposed to scientists who experiment to test a hypothesis or explanation. It is important that students learn to do both as they learn to ask and answer questions. Chapter 7 puts an emphasis on project learning. It is vital that students learn to work with others as they will be in their jobs within the world of work. Projects differ most from simple worksheets because the student is more engaged and learning much more independently. In this chapter, the authors also put an emphasis on selecting compatible teams, choosing activities that complement the different team members, and using discussion as a tool to dive deeper into learning. The authors discuss 6 principles that all educational programs share when it comes to moving toward 21st century education. They are vision, coordination, official policy, leadership, learning technology, and teacher learning. In conclusion, as stated by the authors, given the challenges of our times, our students will need plenty of practice in using their 21st century skills to be better problem solvers and innovators. And the world could certainly use some passionate and creative problem solvers right now. It's time to give all our students the chance to learn how to build a better world.